What's up, everybody? Just wanted to come on real quick to give you an update. I had my surgery a week ago. Today is Wednesday, so a week ago yesterday. And this last week has been interesting, to say the least. Um, Surgery was Tuesday, as I stated. We got there around 11, checked in, and Ivy started, weight, all that good jazz. And my surgeon was actually running ahead of schedule, so I actually went before my actual scheduled time. My scheduled time was like 2:30. I think I went in at like 1. So that was good. That, eased the like anxiety a little bit. So that was good. I appreciated him for that. Got out of the surgery, and I was in recovery for a while. And not that anything was wrong, meaning like I was fine. It was just, I guess, miscommunication on the staff. And it was very obvious. Like when I woke up from surgery, or when I actually came to, I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And she was like, okay, we'll get you, well, you'll be in your room in a little bit and you can get up and go. And I'm like, no, I need to go now. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna put you on a bedpan and then, you'll go. Obviously, I couldn't go on a dang on bedpan. So I'm like, I can't go on this. I need to go to the bathroom. And she was like, okay, we'll be up to your room. So to me, that was bad nursing, because she should have got me up to the bathroom so I could go to the bathroom. I was fine. I could walk. So that was my first, with that. And then, so I get up to the room. Now, mind you, my husband's waiting this entire time. Or no, he didn't wait. After he spoke to the doctor, he went and picked up Trey from daycare, and then they came back and waited. They waited for like an additional hour longer than, what was expected. So of course he's freaking out, like, what's going on? You guys aren't telling me anything. And they're like, oh, we're just waiting on the room. Why would you assign me a room that's not clean? That's neither here nor there. So get to my room, and well, I pull up to the unit, and like when you get off the elevator, you can see like the family waiting room, and then I seen them. So I was excited, and I was like, hey. And then I went to my room. They got me settled in. I went to the bathroom, went right away, urinated. Got me all settled in, pain meds under control. Obviously, I still couldn't eat anything, so I was just having ice chips. That was like a piece of steak, like for real, for real. My mouth was extremely dry, and surgery. So, this was about 5 o'clock ish, and they stayed around for a little bit. And of course, I was in and out because I'm on pain meds. So I finally told them, I'm like, you guys can go ahead and head home, and I'll call you guys later. I was in and out maybe, no, I was in and out quite often. I got up to go to the bathroom, each and every time. I didn't have any problems with urinating, or the only thing is, no, I'll wait to that and talk to my husband. He had told me that Trey had cried himself to sleep because his mommy wasn't at home, which made me very sad. But, the reason I chose to do this was because of him, or the main reason. Even like when we talked to him that morning, like he just cried, and like his little heart was broken. And at that moment, I was like, yeah, I second guessed the decision, but I'm like, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this so mommy can do all the things that you want. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, I'm doing this so mommy can ride on the roller coasters with you next summer. because his main thing now is when I get bigger, he would go there. Like anytime he'll see like a water park or a roller coaster. So in my head, I knew then that I had to do this. I knew it was gonna be hard. It was hard on everybody, and granted, it was just one night, but I've never been away from them for that amount of time. We got through it, whatever. The next day, I had my first meal, which was, I think, grape juice and jello. Um, I tolerated that well. No problems with that. I also had, oh, I got Crystal Light the night before. So I had Crystal Light and ice chips the night before. For lunch, I don't remember. If I have pictures, I'll insert them, appropriately. But I ended up going home the second night because my plan was to only stay one night, and that's all I was staying. So I was on a walk. Now, the nursing staff was great up until about 4:30 when my day shift nurse had to leave, and I think she said she had a meeting or something. And this other chick took over, and I called for pain meds, I think at like 5. She didn't come in until like 6. That was the first time she had introduced herself. She had took over on me at 4:30. In my professional experience in healthcare, you're supposed to check on your patient every hour. That didn't happen. Whatever. Um, so at about 6:30, 7 o'clock, I was walking around and I seen her sitting, chit chatting at the nurse's station. And I said, "What time am I going home?" And she was like, "You're not going home today." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And she's like, "Well, everybody's gone for the day." And I'm like, "Well, there's an on-call doctor." I was like, "This ain't my first rodeo. Don't try to play me." What it was she didn't want to do a discharge, which is fine, but not tonight. So she was like, "Okay, let me get in contact with somebody, blah, blah, blah." Now, I've worked in healthcare for almost 15 years. No, well over 15 years. I was a unit secretary for about 9 to 10 years. So I know how the on call process works, and I've been a patient all my life. Like, so I'm very aware of, what happens, how it happens, the turnaround time, all of that. So she was like, I checked back in with her at like 6:45 because I know 7:30 she leaving. She was like, "Oh, yeah, I just talked to somebody and we're getting everything together." So I'm like, "Okay." So at that point, I was like, "Can I get the prescription so my husband can go to the pharmacy and make that happen so I'll have everything that I need? Because otherwise, I'm going to be SOL." So she was like, "Oh, yeah." So she ran out and got that. So to me, you already had those prescriptions available, so you knew I wanted to go home. She didn't have to go out and print anything out. Nothing was printed. It was all handwritten and everything. So my doctor had the stuff on my chart. You knew because I'm sure that nurse reported off to you. Whatever, that's neither here nor there. So they went to the pharmacy and got my meds that I would need, and I didn't end up leaving until like 10. I was super irritated because I was just like waiting around, and I'm like, I'm ready to go. That first night at home, it was okay. I actually got more rest because I didn't have people bothering me every hour or every 2 hours checking to see, or trying to get vitals or anything like that. Um, I actually was at home by myself that next day, which was fine because I didn't need to like lay around and have somebody wait on me hand and foot because that leaves room for like blood clots and things like that. So The first day I made my meals. I, got all my fluids in, my vitamins. Like, when I tell you this has become a full-time job, it is crazy. Like, people be like, oh, surgery is the easy way out. Boo boo, no, it's not. Like, when I tell you this is the hardest diet I've ever been on, and it's not even a diet, it's literally a lifestyle change. Like, things that I'm doing now, I have to do for the rest of my life, or at least the next 30 days. Things that I suggest you take a look into prior to even going into surgery, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to need these things, and even if you don't need them, you can always take them back. I had, like, a lot of my pain during the day was like gas pain. They like give you, like, put air in your belly, like, during the procedure, I guess. So a lot of that, it takes time to come out. And for a long time, I couldn't poop, I couldn't fart, whatever you want to call it. And I had hiccups. So, like, with my hiccups, I would try to burp and I couldn't. So it became extremely uncomfortable. I think, yeah, I had gas X at the hospital, and that, helped things out. So I had asked my husband to pick some up. I think it was that first day, and he went and got the soft gels off the strip. And it worked. I haven't had to take one since maybe Saturday, so that's good. And I also, at that point, obviously had a bowel movement, because it wasn't happening, and I knew that would be a factor, or it could potentially happen. So on Saturday, we went to Meijer. Yeah, we went to Meijer, and I picked up the fiber powder Meijer version. It tastes just like the Metamucil or Citracal, and it was comparable. It was a better price. The ingredients are the same, so I was like, why pay for the name brand when I can get the generic? So I did that on Saturday, and I actually had a bowel movement the next day. Oh, that was amazing. What else? I also encourage you to invest in a journal, just to keep track of your progress. Just so you'll know, what your weight was, your highest recorded weight, your weight date of surgery, like bowel movements, stuff like that, just so you can keep track to reference, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to come encounter with somebody else who is either considering the surgery or is also going through the surgery, and they just want your opinion or your insight on things. At this point, you're becoming an expert because you're going through it. So I encourage that. Things that I did not realize that I would have to take part in after surgery. This big old bottle right here. This is called Carafate, and it is basically something that's going to prevent ulcers. And you have to take it 4 times a day by mouth, and you have to take 10 mLs each time. When I tell you, this is the hardest thing to get into everything, because the directions state take medicine on an empty stomach 1 hour before or 2 to 3 hours after a meal. Who thought that was a good idea? Like, when am I not drinking or eating something? I have the stomach a size of a golf ball. I can only drink about 2 to 3 ounces at a time. Like, how am I supposed to fit this in? And it's truly been a struggle, but I'm making it work. I got to do what I got to do. I actually talked to one of the nurses today, and she, gave me some tips and tricks. And if I choose to incorporate them, then, I'll obviously let you guys know if it works. And whatever. You also either have to give yourself a shot every day or have somebody administer it for you. Thank God my husband has been gracious enough to do these shots every day because I can't. Like it, I'm thankful for him. Today will be the last day of me doing the shot, and it comes in, I'm sorry, 1 second. It comes in a little container like this, and it is enoxaparin, which is like Lovenox or whatever. So it comes in a sort of, sterile surgical pack, and then you just open it here. And then you have to insert it in your like lower abdomen, and you have to rotate every day. So after you, as you can see, it comes with the cap on it, and then the needle obviously is under the cap. But like after you administer it, the needle goes in, so it's a safety feature, which has been good. And like I said, I thank God that he's been able to do that, because I don't see how to be working right now. So like in the hospital, they gave me the sippy cup, right? And I knew that was gonna happen, but I didn't like that 1 + 1 wasn't 2 in that equation. So this is the sippy cup that they gave me. And it's literally a sippy cup. Like, we went to the hospital, it was obviously a little while ago because he's 3 now. And they gave, like, Trey this exact sippy cup. And so I'm like, for real, y'all. So this is exactly 8 ounces. And at minimum, you need to get in 64 ounces of fluid a day. Baby, when I tell you that's hard, prior to surgery, 64 ounces, I could probably do that in one setting. Just because I was thirsty. I'm thirsty like that. Now, and I think at this point it's becoming a mind over matter thing for me. So instead of me drinking out of the sippy cup, I actually got me a much bigger cup. Now I don't fill it up, but I've also added ice to the drinks. It makes it a lot easier to get down. Like at this point today, it is 1:55 and I've already had 48 ounces of fluid, which has never happened this early in the day. So what I've done, went to Rickers and got the biggest cup that they have. It's the 60 ounce. But what I do is I add ice and I fill it up to about this line. Up to here is 16 ounces of fluid. So the last 2 days, that's what I've been doing. And then I've been able to drink more because I don't see this, I see this. So granted, this is smaller than what was in here, but it doesn't seem as much when I'm drinking it out of here. Don't know how it makes sense in my head, but it does. It's been working, so I'm going to stick to it. My suggestions, obviously, do your research. Like, do as much research as you can. Watch videos, read articles, talk to people who've had the surgery, attend support groups, attend multiple support groups, because, baby, when I tell you, it's a lot of information out there, and it's a lot of stuff that could happen. And to me, it's always better and easier to be prepared for the unknown, and just to have it in the back of your mind, like, oh yeah, such and such said, and this is what they did to get over it. So obviously do your research. There are many YouTubers who've gone through the process, who are going through the process, who've overcome, they've been successful. As of today, I'm down 10 pounds from surgery, and an actual 17 total. So I'm excited about that. My energy has been pretty good. I actually did more walking today. And like late, so okay, time out. Saturday, I got up at like 6:30 in the morning, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for a walk since I'm up. went from the house to the mailbox. Now, we live in a second floor unit, so I had to go down the stairs, and I took my son with me because he was up. Baby, when I tell you I got back, I was so tired. I felt like I had just ran a marathon. So I literally maybe walked a block and a half, maybe 2. That's it. And I think my mishap or my mess up was, it was raining, so I was rushing. So I didn't take my time. I probably shouldn't have took him out with me, because naturally, you know, you have to be more cautious when you have a toddler with you, and it was horrible. Like, I got back in the house, I drank something, I laid down, and I slept until about 10. Because I was just that tired. And then OC was finally like, you want to do something today? And I'm like, no. But obviously we had stuff to do, so I had to, you know, get everything going. And yeah, ever since, I haven't been that tired. I've had days where I know that I've overdone it, meaning I've done too much in the day. But you know, you have to try to push your body a little bit, not too much to where you're like falling over and just not being able to make it, but you have to test your limits and do things that you haven't been doing. Obviously, I can't work out yet. I haven't been cleared as of yet. Not probably. I won't be cleared until October 12th, because that's when my first follow-up appointment is. My incisions are healing pretty well. I do have this one area that I'm kind of concerned about, but you know, me and OC have been keeping a watch on it, and as of today, it still looks fine. So I'm probably not gonna go in for that yet. Now, if it continues to look the way that it looks, then obviously I'll go in. I'll probably give it until maybe Friday. Maybe Friday or the beginning of next week. We'll see. But yeah, that is that. I think that's it, guys. It hasn't been eventful, which is a wonderful thing. I thank God for that. So I really haven't had much to talk about. I haven't explored with any different foods or anything spectacular. Well, kind of. OC made some chicken late last week, and he like seasoned it and like let it marinate overnight. Baby, when I tell you that was the best chicken I had in my life, pureed and all, like it was really good. And then I made some ground turkey, and I made it like tacos. I didn't use any taco seasoning, but you know, just different flavors and herbs and spices and all of that, and that's been really good. So I've been eating those two for the last couple of days. What else? OC did buy me some pudding yesterday. He bought chocolate though, and I'm not really a chocolate fan. So I'll probably wait till he's around to try it, because it's gonna go to waste regardless. Meaning if I just open it to eat it on my own, because obviously I can't eat a whole pudding cup. Yeah, that's basically it. Obviously, this is still extremely new in the journey. It's going to be a tough road. I understand that. I'm ready for it. I'm just excited about the weight loss that's going to occur, because I'm excited about it. So be sure to stay tuned. Subscribe if you're not. And if you have any questions, obviously put them in the comment section, or shoot an email to thejohnsonliving@gmail.com. And yeah, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.